Hello you guys, Stephanie here. Welcome back to my channel. It's been a couple of days since I've recorded a video, so I'm a little out of practice. I had a couple that were pre-made, so I was able to upload some, but I hadn't worked on a new one. Not because I've been having any fun, as you'll see. Since we saw each other last, I haven't done anything back here. I did add this. I don't think I did that on camera. I wrote inside. And then I put this along the side here. This lace is, some that I have, and then I did the, this color lace. I wove it through the openings. I thought that looked cute. Tied the two pages together. Okay, so today we're going to work on days 4, 5, and 6. I already have 5 and 6 done because I didn't do much. So, we did have some fun on the 4th. We talked about going downtown to the park and seeing the lights and the light show. So we did that. Okay, so we're gonna do one of those waterfalls. I don't know that I've ever watched a tutorial on how exactly you do a waterfall, so I'm just doing it the Stephanie way. So, right or wrong, I'm not sure. Okay, so I've written on these already, and I kind of measured, and I think that I am positioning them in approximately the right place. That's my hope. And that I'm hoping I will get them straight-ish. I am hoping. So we went ahead and went downtown. It was on Friday evening. It was very cold. It was below freezing. It was, I think, in the high 20s maybe, but plenty cold. And we tried to figure out, food, maybe eating something down there, but that didn't happen just because we didn't know what was available. And so we just stopped at a couple of places, and my daughter and my husband got something to eat on the way, and I drove. So, and that was fine. I had some snacks myself before heading out, so I didn't starve to death. And there were no snacks available in the park. I kind of wondered if they might have something. They had nothing, but that was okay. Our hands were in our pockets or gloves on, so it would have been difficult to eat anything. Anyway, so they ate in the car. It's about 25 minutes from my house to get downtown. And so once we got there, there's a place, like a vintage shop. We stopped and walked around in there first, and I didn't find anything to buy, unfortunately, but that was fun looking around. And then from there, we left the car there, and then we walked to the park, which is not very far. And the shop is really close to where they call it the pavilion that's all lit up. So we saw that first. I have pictures, and I don't have a printer that works very well for photos. It works great as far as digitals, I don't have any problem with that. It prints a really good digital, but it does not print a good photo, and I don't know why. And so I was looking online to see about maybe buying one, and they're expensive. So I don't know. I don't know if that's something I will do at one point or not. We'll see. But not today, that's for sure. But I printed some anyway, just on paper. I've tried on photo paper. I've tried on copy paper. I've tried on cardstocks. I've tried on lots of different kinds of paper, and it just does not want to print a photo. It's kind of weird. I just don't really understand that. But I did print them. I ran to the store this morning to try and get photos off of my phone to make more room and, you know, storage on my phone. And so I ended up printing them, but I still keep photo albums. So those are going to go in photo albums, and maybe sometime I'll change the ones that I am adding to actual photos, but not today. But anyway, I'll show you the ones that I just printed so you can get a little bit better idea. But anyway, we looked at the pavilion. I guess it goes all year long where they have light shows, but they changed it to be holiday lights, colors, you know, for December. So we stood around and looked at that. The pavilion got a makeover recently. It's taken a couple of years. They've redone a lot of the park downtown. So if you're somebody that has lived here in the past, they've changed the park again. The pavilion used to be a place where people would go ice skating. It was outdoor ice skating, but underneath this thing of lights. Well, they've changed it now, and the ice skating rink is gone. They've put in a new one. And this isn't perfect, but I'm okay with that. It's okay in my mind. But what they've done instead is they've created these staircases that kind of go up in different areas, and so you can walk up them, and they had trees. They actually only had one tree up there, and I'm not quite sure why. But you can see quite a ways when you're up there, which was kind of cool. I hadn't been there to see that, so that was a surprise. But then we walked through the park, and there were a bunch of trees, and they were sponsored trees. So different businesses in town had them decorated in different ways. So we looked at those. And then there was also a big tree that was lit up, you know, like how people have a tree lighting. So there was one of those kind of big trees lit up. They had it Seahawks colors. I'm not really a sports fan, so, you know, whatever. You know, I know people in Washington love their Seahawks, but I'm not really a fan of all of that kind of thing. I don't mind watching football. I used to really like to watch it, but I don't anymore. My husband doesn't care to watch it, so I don't either. But it still looked pretty. But the thing that I really wanted to go see were the holiday windows. So there was a shop that's opened here, a department store. It was called the Crescent. And there was a big fire in Spokane in the late 1800s. It was either in 1889 or 1899. I don't remember exactly. But at the end of the 1800s, there was a big fire downtown Spokane, and it destroyed a lot of the buildings. And you know, Spokane only started at more towards the end of the 1800s. So these buildings weren't real old, and they burned down. But the day after the fire, apparently these people started a shop to help, you know, with the people and all their losses. And so that's when the Crescent store, I read a little history about it. So that's when the Crescent store started. And the Crescent store stuck around until, I read it was 1988, they did a merger with Frederick and Nelson, but then that didn't go over, and I guess that company went bankrupt in the early 90s, and the shop closed permanently in 91. Well, anyway, here's a picture of me, my husband, and my daughter. She's masked. We took ours off. I'm going to put that down here first, and I'm going to put it where it's hidden. So anyway, I guess somewhere in a basement, they found old Crescent department store holiday window decorations. You know how stores used to do holiday. I'm sure in some places they still do holiday windows. But they refurbished some, and they had them in the new Davenport Hotel, not the old one. I thought it was going to be the old one. And that was so fun. I loved seeing those pictures. It was just, I don't know, it made me sad and it made me happy. You know, I thought, how cute. And there were several families going by as we were standing there looking at them. I think there were maybe 5 windows. And I'm assuming they were all, I don't think any of them were new ones. Although, you know, some of them looked pretty good still. I don't think any of them were new. But they were so cool, and families were stopping and looking, and little kids were laughing because they moved and stuff like that. So I thought, why don't people, you know, why don't stores do this kind of thing anymore? I don't know. Makes me sad. Makes me so sad. And at some point, all these stores are just going to be fully closed. I mean, and so this one wasn't even at a store anymore. It was at the hotel. So this is a picture of just some of the trees that they had lit up. You know how they, you know, take the trees that have lost their leaves and they wrap them. So up here, I just wrote about the night. I did a little stamp on the side and I wrote down different things on each one. This is the pavilion, and this was from the bottom looking up. I took a picture. Oops, no, that. I think we had fun though. I was like, come on, you guys, we're going to go have fun. They're going to get tired of me saying that by the end of the month. But you know, it is forcing me to think about doing something other than sitting on my tush. It used to be really easy to entertain my kids, but it is not anymore. And then these are a couple of pictures from the windows. There's I'm guessing it was like sugar plum fairy type thing, because it's a little ballerina. I don't know, but I'm assuming. And I have to get these really far up there to make sure that they fit. Yeah, so I just printed these on some old scrapbook paper that I found and didn't really like. And that's fine. Works out fine for me. I just have to make sure that one's hidden underneath. Okay. Today I've spent the day trying to get more storage space available on my iPhone. It's not been backing up. And, you know, I just don't care to know about that kind of stuff. And so it's not easy. I try to watch videos and figure out, you know, what I'm doing. So I did get it to, I managed to get it to back up. So that's good. But my backups are huge. And when I look at my husband's phone, his backups aren't. And I don't understand why that is. But his daughter works for one of the companies, you know, cell phone type companies, and I've been asking her about it. And she said, well, maybe he's got more different storage than you do. I was like, oh, he might. And then underneath this one, I thought I would put this. I don't know how that's going to look under there. Okay, I'm going to make it fit. It'll end up cutting off some of the words, but I'm okay with that. So I want it, I'm going to take off maybe about an inch off the top. I told you guys before that they gave out a magazine of things to do during the holiday in Spokane, but it's all based on if things were normal. So it's just mostly a bunch of restaurants. So you can't do any of it. I'm gonna take off a little bit of the F. We'll still be able to tell what it is, I think. And I'm gonna take off quite a bit of the S. And we'll see how that works. Oh my goodness, that was pretty good. Look at that. Okay. But then one of the things, so I went to one of those places where you can plug your phone in and it'll upload all the photos and print them, which I've always done in the past, and it's worked out just fine until today, because nothing's like it normally is. Why would it be? I guess my photos weren't on my phone anymore. They're on the iCloud. So out of the more than 300, I know that probably doesn't sound like a lot to most people, but I print my photos, and so they don't stay on my phone. But I was, you know, going to print everything off, and there were only 65 of them available to actually print. And I was like, I don't understand. And he said they're on the iCloud. So I've also been trying to figure out how to get them off and back onto my phone so that I can print them. And then I'll delete them from the cloud. I don't need to have them somewhere swimming around up there. I don't need that in my life. I just want them printed and in a photo album. So anyway, there's that. It's day 4. So I just talked about, you know, who it was with us and, you know, kind of what we did. And then just a little clip out from the magazine. And so then my 5 and 6, it looks kind of cool because the glue is messing with the paper on this side and it's kind of wrinkling it up, and I like that. It just makes it look old. But I did nothing fun. On Saturday, I cleaned the house all day long. Well, until like midday, but then I was done. My back hurt, my legs were tired. I cleaned bathrooms, I cleaned floors, I mopped, and I did laundry. And it needed it so badly that it took a long time. And then yesterday was church, and we do a Bible study in the evening. So that took most of yesterday. And today, I haven't done anything fun yet. I've been fighting with my phone all day. But I do have something fun for us to do this evening. Hopefully they will agree with me, and we will journal about it over here. Let me see if I can find the photos really quick. They actually look way better when it's a real photo. They were, you know, they're on the top, so ish. Well, they should be. Well, no, they're in the back now because I went through them. I hope this isn't irritating. I'm sorry. Let's see here. Okay. So that's the pavilion standing, you know, ground level looking up. And then me, my husband, and my daughter. And then again, me, my husband, and my daughter this way. I was trying to get us in with a view, but you know, it's not great. Then this is the clock tower. It's actually a beautiful clock tower, but you know, better picture probably during the day. It's all brick and everything. I love that clock tower. So here's where they had the trees all, you know, wound around with lights. And then the pavilion from a distance looking back at it. So yeah, here they have stairs and they walk around kind of under it. Another picture of the trees. And then here's the big tree lit up in Seahawks colors. And then here's some of the windows. So cute. There's a little moose and some deer and the present here, and there's a baby deer over here. I don't know how well you can see those, but they're just adorable. There's the ballerina. She was definitely refurbished. You know, she had, you know, cracks in her hands and stuff like that. So I don't know how old she was, but it's pretty cool. These were like singing animals on a log. That was so cute. So the little kids that were standing outside, they were just loving it. This one was a fireplace scene with a Christmas tree. Not a good picture because I didn't really focus on any one thing. Part of a fireplace, part of a tree. Some more little singing. So the fireplace is over here, and then the tree, and these little guys were moving kind of just, you know, up and down, forward and backwards. Another couple. And then just another view. I told you that it snowed real bad and we had trees our tree broke in several places. So my husband was climbing up in the tree, cutting down the broken branches. There were 3 or 4, maybe pretty good sized broken branches that he had to cut down. Anyway, so there were 3 days of my December, and hopefully we'll do something fun this evening that I can journal about. I will talk to you guys later. I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye.